Trae Young will make the Toronto Raptors a championship contender.
Has anyone ever barfed on air? Like
Yes.
literally thrown up? It's
Until
on
Trey
PC?
gets to Toronto, all of a sudden, MPN is going to be the biggest Trae Young fan ever. He's going to know all his background history. He's going to know everything about Trae Young. I'm telling you, Trae Young make that team a championship contender. Like he just makes the Toronto Raptors a championship contender.
Yeah, he's better than Emmanuel Quickly, but
Yeah,
I don't want any
way
part
better.
of it. I don't want any part of $49 million. I don't want any part of that contract.
This is my thing. This is my thing when it comes down to it's so funny that how people talk about these contracts and money, but in the same sentence they talk about championships. Like you basically saying I can win a championship with a cheap ass player. And then when you get a high end player like Trae Young, I don't want to pay him that much money. Yeah, they pay Trae Young that much money because he's good.
No, the Atlanta Hawks literally want to dump him for CJ McCollum because he's not good.
And Atlanta
he's
Hawks
not $49 million good.
First of all, if they want to dump him for CJ McCollum, then they're clearly stupid. That's number one. Because you're getting a way worse player on both sides of the ball. I think CJ's a way worse player than Trae Young on pretty much every level.
CJ McCollum sucks compared to Trae Young. I agree with you.
But okay, so the Atlanta Hawks not trying to win a championship then. Like, what is CJ going to do for him?
But he's a $30 million expiring contract, and he gets out of the way. He just gets out of the way. And he's not – look, man, the Atlanta Hawks are not going to be a second apron team. They're just not going to do it. They're not going to walk into it and try to be a second apron team. Right now, here are the options that you have if you're Atlanta. Double down on Trae Young and go upgrade the roster even more. Go get Anthony Davis. Part out with first-round picks. Go trade Dyson Daniels. I don't know what you got to do. I think you've tried this many, many years now. You've tried this a lot of different ways. There have been a lot of different roster constructions around Trae Young. And his weaknesses and his strengths are pretty well examined at this point. He's a great playmaker. He's a so-so shooter with so-so shot selection and an awful defender. I don't know. Who do you want to put him next to?
And an elite distributor.
You can put him he's one of the best passers in the NBA.
Yeah,
number one, you can put him on. I'm telling you, you can put him in Toronto and they instantly become contenders in the East. They instantly become contenders in the East. You can put him in Milwaukee. They instantly become contenders. You can put him, I don't know, you can put him in a lot of places and they instantly become contenders. What I'm saying is everybody, Ron, I think you're on mute, but what I'm saying is
you're on mute.
Everybody keep talking about, oh, we don't want to spend this much money, but in the same sentence, y'all going to talk about winning a championship. It's not going to happen unless y'all talking about 10 years from now, you drafting somebody. It's not going to happen.
I generate 10 points and I give up 20. What have I done?
Okay, so with that being said, take Quigley out of the lineup and put Trae Young in that lineup. Are you a better unit?
Of course.
Chill.
100%.
Way better.
Yes.
That's an obvious question.
You are better.
The reason why I'm asking that is because the Toronto Raptors currently, as of today, I think they host a playoff series. If the season ended today, they're number 4, which means that if we're a better unit, that means that we move up. To Jordan's point, we actually can be a playoff contender, a legit one, because we got a better lead
contender in the East.
We got a better lead guard now.
Okay, wait a second. What is the difference between a $49 million contract and a $32 million contract?
17 million.
17 million, exactly. And right now, the Toronto Raptors are not looking to pay the tax. So they're looking to duck. They're about $1 million over the tax line right now. Bring Trae Young in. You're not just bringing him in for quickly. You're getting.
How do they win a championship then? Who do they bring in and win a championship?
They don't. Hey, if they don't want to pay that luxury tax, then they look at
that's my point. Everybody always talk about money and championships. You got.
I would rather
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay, I would rather go for Kyrie Irving right now. It's not even close. Well, if the Mavericks would dangle him, I would 100% go for Kyrie over Trae Young.
You would rather go for Anthony Edwards too.
Sky Blue.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather have Wemby, but I mean,
okay, hold on. It's not the same thing. Kyrie might actually be available. Kyrie might actually be available, though. That's the difference.
First of all,
Dallas are interested in Trey, but
this is what I'm talking about, Ron. I'm talking about lessening the guy's value. Because now what you're telling me is that I would rather have a guy coming off an ACL injury who hasn't played in almost a year than this guy who's one of the better distributors in the game who has been playing. That's what we're doing with Trae Young now.
Yeah, Trae Young's played 10 games.
It's been kind of
10 more games than Kyrie.
He didn't tear his knee up though.
For sure. He's played more than Kyrie, but
It's not,
last time I saw both of them, Kyrie was a better player.
but it's not. It's not as simple as this guy's
but
better,
you
so he
ain't
makes
see
it better this
Kyrie,
year.
so-
First of all, the same question that I asked about the Washington Wizards, the same question I would ask about the Toronto Raptors. To what end? Now Jordan's saying, "Oh, they become a championship contender with Trae Young." Dude, no, they don't. No, they do not. One, they become marginally better. They also become exponentially more expensive.
All right, let me ask you this, though, Pink.
That's
You
going
say
to
it come marginally better.
Uh-huh.
How much better is Trae Young than Emmanuel Quickly?
Like
On
30%
a scale from
better.
1 to 10, if Quickly is a 6,
Trae Young
what
is
Trae
100%
Young?
better than Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know how you would get that.
That means he's twice as good.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay, no, he's
I
not.
don't think he's twice as good.
He
as
really
Quigley,
is.
but I do think
He's
he's
really
a better
not.
league guard than Quigley. Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course he is. But
think
the
he's a
Raptors
better-
He do everything way better than him. What are we talking about?
Wait a second. First of all, this ain't going to
and
be
everything you guys need too.
This is not
What?
Man, I'm so glad y'all don't run the Toronto
They
Raptors.
don't.
I would
Trae's
literally
fit in
move
Toronto,
cities.
to be fair,
Look,
so.
Why
You
not?
say you don't like Trae what?
They don't have the big that maximizes Trae Young. Like,
Number
I don't-
one, that they
it
do not
doesn't
have the
make
big-
sense. To
Yeah,
me.
they're
They
going.
don't-
Yeah,
they don't have that
maximize
clean-
Scottie Barnes. Yeah, that's what he'll do. Maximize Scottie Barnes.
Did you
Well,
watch
yeah, he
the
can
game
find
yesterday?
Scottie
Scottie was
Barnes in
just
the short
between
roll,
point.
but in terms of maximizing Trae, you need someone who's a threat at the rim. Like Jakob Poeltl's, like he's going to catch in the middle of the floor, float around.
Hold on.
Like
Don't
if they
don't
had
do that because they got Mo Bamba.
like,
No.
They got Mo Bamba.
Hey,
Don't do that. They
Hey,
got
Morris,
Mo.
Morris, that is fair. But also, too, you don't just make one move and become a championship contender.
Yeah, you have to make
More
Yes,
it.
you
than
do.
not.
Yes, you do.
So no, chill. More than not. What I'm saying is he still makes him better. Jakob might not be the best fit for him. Cool. Go ahead and shuffle some more cards. Go get you a big that's a lob threat for Trae. Like they can make a couple moves, and it might not be at this trade deadline. You might go get Trae right now, and then you might go ahead and sign somebody in the free agency period, or you might make another flip during the summer. You might flip some draft capital, whatever the case may be. What does Ox say? GM got a GM. However, Pin, the point remains that, and I was saying this while I was muted. I was saying Trae makes a few different teams better. You guys being one of them, the Wolves being one of them, the Rockets being one of them. If Boston was somehow to shake some things up and he go up there, he would make them better. Like it is units that Trae Young makes. He definitely raises their ceiling.
It doesn't
Definitely.
matter. Okay, like what am I trying to say? If you don't make me a championship contender, if you're not marginally moving the needle up, and now you paint me into a corner where I have to extend you because presumably I'm going to give up some assets for you. So now I'm going to give up a first round pick, or maybe I don't even give up a first round pick. Maybe I just give up like 2 starters and I get Trae Young on my team. Now I got to extend this guy. He has a checkered injury history. His career is definitely not trending in the right direction. And he does not seem like he is willing to take a pay cut, because if he was willing to take a pay cut, then he'd take a pay cut with Atlanta Hawks. So you're going to take a guy who can't be a first option on a championship team, cannot be the best player in a championship team, cannot participate in good defensive team lineups, and you're going to pay him $50 million into his 30s? And you want to sit on that contract? Look, man, this is worse than the Bradley Beal situation in Washington. I was screaming from high heavens, please don't do this. Now, the Washington Wizards are smart because they got off of Bradley Beal before he declined hard. And the Phoenix Suns were idiots and they paid for it. And okay, cool. You don't want to be holding a player who's undersized, a defensive liability, an injury risk into their 30s. And you're going to pay. This is how you screw up a franchise for 5 years. Because you think about like, oh, we'll be better in 3 months. Cool. You'll be worse in 3 years. That's all it is.
I can appreciate, Mars, you worried about maximizing the big, but I mean, he maximized Clinton Capella when he was in Atlanta. But I mean, how when was the last time Clinton Capella was good? Like we had years after that. I mean, after the pardon me, after the East Finals in 21, like Clinton Capella, he started to go the other way. That doesn't mean that Trae wasn't still trying to maximize him. And what it insinuates is that Trae needs a big to maximize in order to be a damn good point guard. When in reality, he's still one of the best distributors and one of the better playmakers in the game. So if I got a wing like Scottie Barnes, if I got young talent, kind of like what I got over in Atlanta, but if I got maybe just a couple more vets and guys who can defend, who like guys like Brandon Ingram, Scottie Barnes, I got guys like that. Maybe I can maximize those guys in a different way than I can with the big.
Trey's biggest value is creating shots at the rim, and that's typically for his bigs with lobs and whatnot. And it's not just maximizing the big also maximizes Trey. Like, Trey can't score inside the arc. You need someone who's a lob threat who can command attention off the pick and roll that allows Trey the opportunity.
Or you can play 5 out. If you can play 5 out,
yeah, you can, which is why Porzingis was meant to make sense for the Hawks. So
Yeah.
like, I'm with you, and I don't even know how many times they've played together actually. Porzingis and Trey. So like, that's kind of just disappointing in terms of the outcome of the season. So you need the big who's either going to be a scoring threat at the rim to take away that defender in the pick and roll, or he's a pick and pop threat to drag the big out the lane so Trey can actually score inside the arc. The Raptors have neither one of those things right now. They're experimenting with CMB at the 5. Really good player, by the way. No, I'm not knocking him, but he's an undersized 5. He's playing this position out of necessity due to Jakob Poeltl being out. Scottie Barnes at the 5, again, a similar thing, who has a unique skill set, but not one that complements Trae Young offensively. So not only is Trae not going to have the easy lobs that are going to make his playmaking exponentially more valuable, his scoring is also going to take a stark decline, in my opinion, when you don't have a big who's able to open up scoring opportunities for Trae Young. He's 5'11". Like, you need someone who's going to get him good looks. Otherwise, you're going to start seeing the 30-foot threes and a bunch of contested floaters. And it's going to be like, oh, why is Trae Young shooting 39% from the field? It's like, have you seen his shot diet? Like, it's going to be hard for him to score effectively. So that's why I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I to kind of counter that. Yeah. I think the best way you can maximize Trey is definitely use a big. Number one. I think number two. Though, I kind of like the Raptors because they give them a little bit more spacing, whether they go CMB at the 5 or whether they go Scottie Barnes at the 5. You kind of open up driving lanes. I don't think in one-on-one, I think Trae Young can get by anybody. I think the problem Trae Young has is whenever there's a big in the paint, that's kind of where he kind of struggles at because he's not strong enough or big enough to finish like before the helps get there. So if you go 5 out and you kind of have him on the perimeter and you help, he's equipped to make any pass. Yeah, you might not see the amazing scoring that you've seen from years, but you'll still see the passes that he'll make to guys that can handle the ball. Like a pass from Trae Young to a ball handler that can get inside the paint and create as well too, which the Raptors do have. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing that can put them where they need to be. Now they're still going to need a big, regardless of whether Jakob Poeltl come back or not. You're still going to need a big, but at the end of the day, he gives you a lot more than what Emmanuel quickly can give you.
Well, when my opinion. To Moss, pardon me, Moss, to your point, I mean, one of Trey's biggest weapons is his floater in the paint. Now, I can appreciate the idea of the big at the rim maximizing Trey, but Trey does have the unique ability of getting by guys. It's not like Trey, even though he's small, he can't get by guys. He can definitely get by guys and get in the paint. I don't think that I don't think that that's ever really been an issue with Trae Young getting in the paint. Now, him being small, him being bumped around, that may definitely affect his ability to score at a high clip. But he's always been a 39, 38, 41, 42% shot shooter. I mean,
he's been terrible the last 2 years though. He was like 30%.
He's always been that. I think the point that I'm harping on is even though the big makes him better, he does maximize the big, but he can also maximize wings too, because his ability to get by guys and get in the paint and kick outs and his floater collapses defenses. I think in Toronto, I think that would work. Now, I think the biggest issue, which is why Penn is shaking his head, Penn, I understand your issue with the money. Tell me a team that is winning the NBA championship that ain't paying.
Unless you're the Thunder and they got lucky in the draft.
Yeah, but it's about paying players. It's about paying players who are worth it. No one's arguing with Penn is. I'm assuming Penn is of the belief that Trae Young is not worth it.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not saying that if the Raptors were willing to pay, if for whatever reason Anthony
paid quickly 180, you paid quickly 180 million.
There's a reason I think the Raptors are willing to move Emmanuel quickly, but I think if Anthony Edwards magically became available, I don't think Penn would be complaining about the money. When it's Trae, obviously I'm saying like,
but I wasn't playing about Brandon Ingram either. So
so it's about the player being worth it. And Trae Young, we can talk about all the ways in which he helps Toronto's offense, which I think he would make the offense better, especially than Emmanuel quickly would.
Sure.
He still is one of the worst defenders in the NBA.
Fact.
Like that is a big elephant in the room that we are happening to ignore.
Sure.
Like there's not many redeeming qualities on defense that you would have to try and cover up. So even if he does make the team better offensively, which I'm going to agree with, defensively, I think the Raptors are top 5, 6 in defense. I think.
Yep.
Their title hopes. I ain't got no title hopes.
But
if you spend that money on Trae Young, you're gonna have to accept the defensive trade-off and then say the offense is going to get so much better that the defensive decline still ultimately puts you in the green. And that's not a guarantee with Trae Young. You can argue it. I'm not saying
I mean, nobody else is a guarantee to make that team better with what's available, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I just don't believe that. I think people.
Then that's why if you're Toronto, maybe you just stand up and just say we're gonna rock with this team for this year.
I guess so. That's what I'm saying. So they're not trying to win a championship.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. With a check, throw smoke, and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.